All right, let's talk about ManyChat. So ManyChat, as we're going through and we're looking at this, what we have the ability to do is we have the ability to engage people without actually having to engage them, right? We get set it and forget it. So what I did is I went and I started a free account. Uh, yes. No, this is not one of your Google apps. This is, I'm sure there is an app. I bet there is an applet for it. And so let's go and let's just take a quick look. And so yeah, there's an app for it. There's an app for that. 1.6 thousand downloads, or at least hearts, stars. It's number 158 in business app, which I don't know what that means, but all right. And so where I would use ManyChat is that again, you can do the free version. I think it works. And when you're going through and you're looking at this, I think you could use it for probably two, maybe three different things. And it is these top three right here. And so the first thing that I think about is where we're going through and we're sending auto DM links. And so I went through, and so this is when you go and you click on it. So you say, okay, well, what platforms do you use this with? And I said Instagram. I said, let's go Instagram. And what you can see is I assigned it to the KW Instagram. And it pulls all of our stuff. And you can see that these are all of our posts. We got the birthdays, number one franchise, talking head videos. Like we got all of this stuff on here. And then what you can do is you can actually click on one of them. Let's just say it's this one for sellers. So now we get to say, okay, I want anytime someone associates with this post that I want something to happen. So we can go through and it says, hey, when someone goes through and they reply to their comments under the post, or when they reply to a story, they send you a DM, something's going to happen. So when someone comments on this specific post, or you can do any reel or next post or reel, or when they reply to a story or send us a DM with this particular word. All right. So now it pulls up this section and says, okay, well, what word is it? And so let's just say for sellers, right? Because that's just the title of the post right there. So if someone comes through and they say for sellers, then you can see, yeah, and you can see like it's just showing they comment for sellers now, then something's going to happen. Comment the word this. This is it. Yep, this has been around. And then you go through and it says, okay, well, cool. So now it sends the DM. So it shows that you just DM'd them now. All right. So the top part pops up. It says you DM'd them. And now we get to say, like, hey, whatever. And then they click send me the link. Mm-hmm. And then we go through, we say, send me the link. We go through, we do all this. A DM asking for the follow, a DM asking for the email. We could do all that. And then we add the link. So now we go through and we add the button. So we can do this and we can say, click to download here. And then we add the link. All right. So then I was thinking about this because this has been the biggest question that I've had as I've been playing with this is like, well, two things. What in the world am I going to give somebody? And secondly, where am I going to host the link? And so I went to ChatGPT today. And yeah. I said, yo, ChatGPT, I want to do some ManyChat giveaways as a producing agent in the Denver metro area who's big on the community. What should I be doing? And I said, firstly, I need somewhere to be able to host this stuff. I said, so give me some free and I put free. And then I said, and give me some cost options. So Google Drive. I said, let's probably just do Google Drive, right? And so when you're doing the Google Drive, I think the biggest thing is you put in the Google Drive and then you would say share with anybody that has this link, and then you would set the permissions. And the permissions are can download, can view, they can copy it, they can do whatever, but they can't change it. And so that's the first thing that I would do. And so it says, well, you get free. Well, at KW, this is at no added cost. You have the ability to do it. And it says, when you're doing this, make sure you click view only, or else they can delete it. They can do whatever. They can change it. They can edit it. So that's probably your first thing. You could also do a Dropbox. I pay for Dropbox. I don't know why, but I do. I think I got Dropbox probably in like 2017. Someone needed to send me something, and they were like, Dropbox. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think it's so cheap that I just don't delete it, which is probably like one of the every every once in a while I think, where would this be housed for something that I want? And the person that actually had me do Dropbox was the person that was giving me all of my logos. So whenever I can't find my logos, I go into the Dropbox and they're still there. So they also do this thing called Sendowl. I looked, Sendowl actually costs money. There's a 7-day free trial. So you shot and missed Chat GPT. And then I went to, I think about like this host on your own website blog. So I was like, well, I guess if I'm just going to create something and then people could go download it and I want to force them onto my website, that makes sense. Or I guess what you could do is, if you're like, check out these homes in the Arvada area that are, under $500,000, you could actually just go set up the criteria and then copy the link and paste it in there, and then they get shot over. And it said paid version, more robust. Again, these were kind of interesting because this is really where you're like sending someone to actually sell them stuff. And they cost money. So I didn't think that those were necessarily anything that we should be doing. And then if you're using a WordPress site, they do have these extra plugins, which I thought were kind of neat. So, but it says start free. I like it. Well, then I said, okay, well, what are some of the things that we should be doing this? And I said, well, top 5 neighborhoods in Arvada where homes still sell for under $600,000. Denver market update with 3 stats every homeowner should know before selling in the spring. What 750 gets you? 10 local grants or down payment assistance, right? We even have just like holiday lights, like all these different lists where maybe someone would click on it. And I think that we just have to where to play with this. So then it goes market insights, home evaluation tools, buyer, seller, prep, community content. I think where it would hunt is if anyone's doing like a home bot. Figure out what your home is worth for free. You would have to pay for home bot. But then I bet people would actually click on it. So then like I'm kind of going through and I'm thinking about these different things. So this is how you would do this. So I mean, flying without a parachute here. Um, so here's us. And then I don't know if it'll work this way, but I'm curious. So I did put one on here. Which one I put on here is beyond me. Um, there's a live chat with Rachel Ross. Automations. Cool. So I did put one on. So I went through and it says anytime someone puts the word meeting, it's going to send them a link and it's going to send them a link to my calendar. Now, what I'm curious is I'm logged into the brokerage through here, but I'm curious if it works. What did I put meeting? All right. I didn't know if it would message ourselves. I don't think that's going to work. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead and do it. Let's just see what happens. And it might just not work. We're going to find out though. I might have set it up wrong. So when I'm thinking about using this though, I would do it on my top 3 pinned posts. So whatever your pinned posts are going to be like, this is a pinned post. Oh, you got an immediate message. And what does it say? There it goes. Right. So Elizabeth just did this in live time and it sent her the link. And here's the link that I set it up for. There you go. So it's my Calendly link. So you could do, I'm going to say this, and I'm not expecting anyone to rush out and do this, but it could be like meet me for coffee. Pick your home base, right? Like be careful. Yeah. Yeah. And so I think that you just have to pick and choose how you want to play. I mean, like me, I would. Me personally, though, I would. Yeah. I mean, I'm probably not going to end up in the back of a trunk anywhere. And so, and I can tell you that that's when I was doing like online lead gen. That was the way that I converted quickly. Was immediately I would go meet them. Well, I wouldn't do something like this, but like as we were going through and they want to go look at 123 Main Street, I said, awesome, we're gonna go meet at Starbucks first. Here's the Starbucks we're gonna meet at. 30 minutes before I'll schedule the showing. But we're gonna meet at this Starbucks in this area. I met them, made sure that they were kind of normal, and then I would take them over. I was using a third-party lead aggregator, yeah. Which they don't vet the people either. So I don't see any difference between using Instagram for that and a third-party lead aggregator. They're the same thing. Like no one's vetting to make sure that they're not Jeffrey Dahmer. It's Halloween. I feel like that was appropriate. I feel like it was appropriate. Yeah. Right. Like, and nobody wants that. Um, you guys been seeing those videos where like someone's like, I want to know if I can get away from Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees, and like they do this thing where they're running, they take their keys out, like, open their door, and like Michael Myers is there or whatever. It's like everyone fans. Yeah. So I think that's the first way to do this. So that's the very first one. And so then I think home valuation tool wins out. I think check out my list of all the places that you should go check out Halloween lights, Christmas lights, places for New Year's. I think all those hunt. Yep. And so what would that look like? I think that you actually go out and you record a video and keep it evergreen, right? Like this is a long play thing as well. So you're going out and you're recording some fun video of you out and about. And then every season you turn it back on as your pinned post and then you send it out.
Yeah, and you have like a list of it pop up there and you want to see the full DM.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Seen those videos.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I think that you're creating it probably in, well, I would start here. And depending on what you're wanting to do, I would start in ChatGPT. Then I'm going to Canva. And depending on how you want to do it, like a lot of these you can just copy and paste. Like these tables that this thing makes now, you just copy and paste it straight into Canva. And it works. That's how I did the thing we did the other day. And then you're going through and you're housing it in Google, in the Google Drive. And so then you go into Google Drive and you hit share, you copy that link and you paste that link into this.
Right. Yeah, right. Like whatever holiday it is, you're gonna be like awesome. In Denver, Colorado, name me all of the different lighting events. It's gonna give you a list of all the lighting events. You're then gonna take that list, go into Canva and make a pretty little picture. Like a PDF flyer is whatever you put in that places. And then the flyer, you're gonna host that in Drive because that's where the link is gonna be for ManyChat, so they can provide it.
So obviously I downloaded this somewhere at some point. Like this is not me, but I think this is a good example. So I obviously asked for this information from somewhere, and this is the link that they sent me. And it just lives in a Google Drive. And so what you would do in this, well, what I'm saying is I just want to show you kind of like what it looks like. So if we were to open it, then what you're just doing is you're going to have your link and you copy your link, and that's the link that you're sending them to. So all I'm saying is I clicked on something somewhere for this
thing that they created. And this is what it sent me into Google. Like it just sent me back to Google and said, oh, here's your how to eat an animal-based diet.
Yeah, or like what,
Or even just like you're at Trick or Treat Street tonight, take a video of Trick or Treat Street with all the lights and everybody's all that like decked out. And then post that video and say, hey, you all involved us.
So we have a single light state.
Yeah.
So that still stays there. Does it expire after a certain time because it's out of season or something?
no, you would just
No,
turn it
it'd
off.
be real, it'd be like a real on.
And you're pinning it. So people see it. They go to your page and they see it. And then when the holidays are over, unpin it and let it just drop down to the bottom. 2026 rolls around, put it back up there. And then put the link back on, right? You can turn the links off. Like you can turn these off. These can all be turned off. Like these do not have to live for forever. I can go through and I can delete it. I can duplicate it. I'm sure there's a turn off, turn on though. Here's stop. You can stop it. You could edit it, right? We could do whatever we wanted. So for example, here's here's land title. Land title gave us volunteer opportunities. They're going to also give us Christmas lights and insert whatever else. Why don't we just take their stuff and why don't we just use it, brand it to our face and then put it out there? They give us permission.
So we go through them, but based on it, or we.
No, you can do that.
You could do it. They have a digital version.
Yeah.
I would upload it. I would put it into Canva, PDF editor, remove and add. And so that's just the way of just using it the way that it's already built. And so you could create whatever you want to create. Yeah, why not? Yeah. I think this is the other way where I actually think it's probably easier for all your businesses. Say hi to new followers. Absolutely. So then someone sends you a follow and it automatically DMs them. Who cares? But check this out, right? So you can go through and you can ask them, hey, you want this thing that I have for you? Or you could send them a DM saying, hey, what's your email address? And I'll put you on my newsletter. Or, and then you send it and it says, you know what? If they did not follow up or did not click the link, what else happens? Now, this is the paid version. But like we can go through and it's going to do other things. So what I've seen is I've actually seen videos for these responses where I get a email with a video. Hey, thanks for the follow. This is some of the things we're doing for our community, for the people that follow us and just, appreciate it. And then let's just say you go through all this and you're starting the conversation. What else would it look like to even just record a personalized video when these people come in? So you've already done all this stuff, right? Like, so they follow you, they get the stuff, they're in your funnel, because that's what this is. This is a funnel at this point. And so it's going through, you're trying to message them, trying to get them to talk back to you, and they're not sending you anything. Well, what would it look like to time block once a day, once a week, whatever, where you go on and you go respond personally to everyone that followed you? It already started the conversation with them. And then, hey, thanks for the follow. I'm not going to bother you anymore, but if there's anything I can do for you, looking for stuff that's happening in the Denver metro market, send me a DM. Would love to help you. Yeah. And just send it one-to-one at that point. You blow up on social media. You start doing that. Right. So I think this is actually probably the better one to where you're not having to create a whole lot of stuff. They just come into your ecosystem, they follow you, and Skynet just starts talking to them. Yeah. And you would also probably create some content. Like I would probably create, well, I'm thinking about my 3 pinned post. 2 of them are probably going to be more evergreen. and one is going to be timely. And what I mean by that, right, is like, it's like, hey, if you're interested in what's happening in the Denver metro market and or want to be a part of my newsletter, comment the word whatever, and I'm sending like, I'm making that video and it's all captioned out. It looks good. It actually is throwing the comment, this word below, and that's probably my sounds like it's what's the title picture called? The cover photo. That would probably be my cover photo. Comment the word this for that. They click on it and they get the whole rundown. And then they comment on that post and it sends them whatever you want. That's probably going to be one of them. The other one's going to be probably somewhere on the market or monthly neighborhood nurture, or maybe even the HomeBot thing if you're going down the HomeBot. That's probably my second one. And then I'm just going to do my running. It's a holiday thing. It's a seasonal thing, and just keep pushing it through. So, but this is the one I like. That's probably the easier one. And then generate leads with stories. So this one's going through and you're really just doing it to where they comment to either any story or your particular story. So you do a walkthrough, 123 Main Street, open house, whatever. And hey, for more information on this, and then it sends them a link to the house if they comment on your story. Right. So you're walking through, you're going into the property, you're like, hey, here's just a quick tour. If you want open house information, send me a link. And then they go through here, they send the link, and you just have it going to your command with just the information on the home. And then if they want more information, they're already on your website, they click it in. Now their info's in your database now. Yeah, if they want more information, it has to. Yeah. So that's the three different ways that I would use this as I was kind of like playing with it. You absolutely can. Why wouldn't you? Yeah. No, you're good. I mean, you can ask them to follow you from here as well. So these people just tripped over your story because the algorithm was like, they like pretty houses. You show pretty houses, right? Then you can say, hey, what's your email? Ask for the email. Hey, this would be the pro version again. But if we were to look at this, oh, Bob's. Yeah, 15.
I can tell you right now, things that you show me that it does, I'd be happy.
Like this isn't bad. Yeah. And you get Gemini at no cost. No, Gemini's at no added cost through KW. Use Gemini to start. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we just looked at this, like, say hi to followers. This is all free until like you turn on DM them asking for their email. That's because here's the deal, just like Facebook. You go to a Facebook ad and you're asking for a phone number and email, Facebook charges you more. Yeah, but that's what a Facebook ad. So like when you're talking about like a Facebook ad versus a boosted post are like pennies, where a paid ad's like $1. And so you could actually go out to many more people doing a boosted post because you're not asking for information. But then you go through and you set it up to where you're saying, hey, send this information, and you do some kind of links that are associated with it just from a different site. You do the boosted post, it's still cheaper. So this, I mean, you can do everything. The follow-up piece is where you have to do the pro, right? To where you're going in. But that's why I like the piece where if you guys are sending this, you're just having to do the initial touch. They don't respond. You put it in your calendar to respond to all DMs that the machine's already doing for you. It's already starting the conversation with these people. And then you go on, you say, hey, Elizabeth, saw that you followed or you check this out. Super appreciate it. If there's anything I can do for you, please don't hesitate to send me a DM, and just send her a one-to-one message. Yeah. A limited thingies, yeah. Free version, Instagram, Facebook, up to 1,000 contacts.
That
Yeah, if you're hitting 5 days and 1,000 people, you're crushing this and you can afford the $15 a month. You're crushing it at that point. Yeah. 15, yeah, seriously, Meta's pain. Zuckerberg's cutting checks. Instagram, engage unlimited from there. More tags, right? We can segment down and actually, I think you can actually use this as like a CRM out of here if you wanted to. And then you get to remove the ManyChat brand, which I don't know if people care. I mean, there's some things that I remove the ManyChat brand, but most of the times I don't care. Cool. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think you would notice it. Yeah, like I just don't think that that's like that big of a deal. You could do some AI stuff. I think you have to turn on the pro to do that. Affiliate products. So if you're going through like where I think about this for like the school, and I know I lose people as soon as I start talking about the school. Lisa Elizabeth told me that. He says they can't resonate. You can't resonate. But where I think about it is just like products that I have, like, hey, comment this for your ACU. Right. And then go through here. So same thing. Like I would just think about like what my mofers are. So then I went in, I was just like, well, what are some stuff? And it was like the market snapshot. I mean, maybe someone would be interested in that. Like, I don't know like how many people would be, but they might. Arvada home seller checklist. People always do this. And so how I would improve this title, sell your house without a real estate agent. This is how I do it. Yeah, you do. Get into a relationship with these people. Here's everything that I do to sell a house. You don't need me. Here's my stuff. But then I'm going to get in a conversation with them. I'm going to say, awesome. So you're looking to sell your house without a real estate agent. Guess what? They probably aren't, but they want to see everything that you're doing. So you have your checklist. This is, and so you go to V1 photography and you get their whole photo checklist and you go through it. Then you go in and like your staging checklist and you have all these things on there. And you don't have to tell them where your people are, but you're just giving them all the stuff that you go through. And then you start the conversation. Hey, so I know that you're thinking about potentially selling your house without a real estate agent. How are you planning on buying a house? Do you plan on going down the FSBO route as well? And they're like, well, what do you mean? Well, if you sell your house without a real estate agent, are you also looking to buy a house through someone that is also not using a real estate agent? Or would you be open to using a real estate agent to buy a house? Then you get into a relationship there. You start looking to help them find a house. They find a house that they love, and now they're panicking because their house isn't selling. Well, you're their real estate agent now. So you're just going the long way. You're playing a longer game at that point. But yeah, I think it's a little bit, it's a slower of a game. Yes, but if they find a house that they love, then it's time to go. And if they're not getting any traction on Zillow, they need you. But yeah, I like the Arvada home seller list, but I would change it. I would say this says sell your house without a real estate agent.
And this again.
Yeah. Or what do I do to sell a home as a real estate agent? Right. Like you also do this. Or what is my checklist to make sure that the home is ready for photos to get your house sold? Right. Because if I didn't send them, it's the checklist like V1 photography, Virtuance, all those companies send us the list of everything that we should be doing to make sure that house looks good. So what happens if you just create that list and then someone thinking about selling, so now looking at stuff that's popping up on their algorithm, they trip over your content, and now they have it. And now you're in a relationship with that person. And you didn't sign across. They found you on social media. You did all that stuff, and now you're just pushing content their way. I created Canva. I would go take their checklist and I would rebrand it to myself. I would change the colors, I would change the font, I would do all that. Then you upload into your Google Drive, you share the link, ManyChat, and you're going through. And so how I would set that up, I'd probably go through and I'd probably go through a model home with all the lights on and everything else. And I would go. And I'm probably taking my gimbal, right? And I'm just not even taking, I mean, you could do it with that, but like you're going through, you're just pouring the house, right? You're doing clean lines, you're doing whatever. And then you're stopping your video. And then I'm probably gonna go and I'm gonna go set the kitchen, I'm gonna set the dining room table, I'm gonna do whatever, I'm gonna set up the selfie stick again, I'm gonna say, hey. Here are the things that I do as a real estate agent in this market to make sure that my photos look great to sell my house. Or to sell a house for you or whatever. And then I'm just gonna marry those videos together. And then at the very back, there's a new video that says, hey, for my complete list on what I do for free, comment, photos, staging, whatever.
List.
And then it sends it to them. That's how I use ManyChat. No, I don't know it until you guys ask me to teach it, and then I think about it. Coaching. Neighborhood spotlight, right? So we can go through and we can do the monthly neighborhood nurtures. And so what I would probably do to showcase that is maybe I would go through and I would go find a neighborhood with a lot of stuff going on in it. Well, the monthly neighborhood nurture, now this isn't this, but my monthly neighborhood nurture is a product through Command. It's a smart plan. And so I would go find a neighborhood that has a lot of stuff happening in it, a lot of sales. And then maybe I sit at my tripod, looking over my shoulder with me just playing with that app and saying, hey, if you're curious on what's happening in your neighborhood with lifetime information, DM nurture or neighborhood or whatever. And then you get their information and then you set them up on a monthly neighborhood nurture. Right, so you're just getting their information, you're just showcasing stuff. That's what we're doing. We're creating movers. We're making an offer for immediate response. And so we have to be thinking about like what people might care about, or when we get a little bit later, well, early next year, but in a couple more months, because we're gonna be doing what? What are we gonna get from the county? Six. And so maybe you're going through and you're filming a video on, hey, if you're like me, you probably got in the mail and you disagree with what the county assessor believes that your home value is worth. Send me a DM and I will create a complimentary CMA. Well, I would change the words. I don't know what the words would be. And I will send you a CMA so that you can protest your assessor. Even though it will go nowhere, but I will help you go nowhere. Yeah, and then now you're getting.
Yeah. I can't find that.
Now what are you getting? You're getting someone's email, you're getting their home address, you already have their name because it's on social media. And then you can say, hey, want to go over this with your phone number real quick. And you get all this information. Now you put in your CRM, you get them all the other stuff, it's going out to them, you build a relationship, again, more of a long-term play. Your fall festival and event guide. Again, land title gives us this stuff. Yeah, because guess what? It's evergreen content for them. But even if you were to go through, and then we would go here and real estate professionals. I feel like it's somewhere. Why are there so many faces? Resource center. I feel like it's somewhere too. Yeah. I mean, you can go through and you can just get.
And I was
Yeah.
first in, you know, that sounds terrible. That one's $12. She said, yeah.
But you also have Canva, right? I mean, even if you were to go to your Canva. I mean, Canva, let's just go over to this. And so what if we were to go? That didn't really hunt the way that I thought it would. But like you just go through here and you could take pretty much any of this stuff, right? And so then you go through, you get here for inspiration. And then you go in here and you find something, you're like, you know what? I could turn that into this. And then it's pretty much already built and you just change the wording out. Right? If we were to go here and we were just go to checklist,
Yeah.
there's checklist, right? So where we're going through and I would say, hey, Skynet. Things people should do before getting their home. Photos taken to sell on the MLS. I need staging. Right, so now it's going through and saying declutter, right? Clean off the kitchen counters, hide small appliances, like stuff. I mean, people aren't thinking about this. And it's like, listen, this is why this is practical. Buyers are going to look at your space, not your stuff. Like that's what they want. It says deep clean, right? It says a clean home. It looks brighter and newer. Depersonalize. And like that's a big one. Like I've gone into property where like no judgment, but like full wall of like crosses. And you're like, you're gonna alienate some people. Or I've gone into one where they had their grandkids and like every year the grandkids got older. It had like all the way up this wall and it was a school photo. I'm like, this should probably come down. Right. And so you're just going through, you maximize the light, create a sense of space, focus on curb appeal, style your kitchen, make the bathrooms look hotel ready. Like, cool. And then what I might do is I might take this and I might go into Gemini and I might say, hey, create an image of this. And let's just see what it does. So we're taking this. Let's go to Gemini. Make a photo to showcase this. See what happens. Flying without a parachute. You could use this absolutely. So then you go and get this whole checklist. You get all 10 photos, all from Skynet. And then you create this thing, and then you say, you go, you're walking, you're saying, listen, what I do. Comment the word here. And then it lives up in the Google Doc, they comment it, you send it out, and now you're just in relationships with people. I did this isn't part of the class, but I did this with Stacy's thing earlier today. This is one of Stacy's listings. And so I took it and I'm like, we do like these twilight shoots, and like twilight shoots cost a lot of money. And so I went into one of the companies and I said, I went into the company and I grabbed everything that they mentioned about their twilight shoot and I fed it into ChatGPT and I said, give me a prompt for a daytime photo to do this. And this is what it did. And it also told like the lens and everything, the Twilight real estate HDR, warm and inviting. And this is the only thing I didn't like about it was that it's still daytime. But it gave me the sunset. It actually turned the lights on, right? It did the lights, it turned the inside, right? So like that was the original photo. And then like it did. Because what we're doing, we're critiquing it. Yeah, but I'm thinking like I probably could tweak it a little bit more to say,
If you look at the sky, you don't look at the mulch.
yeah, I mean, you have to work your way down. Like this is pretty, this is bright, this is inviting, and for some reason the sun's still out. Like, and it's actually setting, and we can actually see the shadow. Yeah, yeah, like, but I was like, that's actually pretty neat. It is. And so, guys, like, this is Gemini. And like this is gonna get to the point to where I hate to say it, but like you don't need digital stagers. You do not need the expensive packages. Like you can do this all with. Yeah, give me my 20 photos. And then I'll go through, and I did see, I don't know if you guys saw this on Facebook, but one of our agents went through and they took all their listings and they gave them all Halloween themes today. And every one of their listings has a Halloween theme to it. Actually, let's just go look at it real quick. Yeah. Like these are the actual houses. And they went, this one's, yeah, this one's kind of crazy. But like, what's interesting is like purple, purple, purple. There is some orange in this one. This one's definitely orange. And so I bet they actually put in like they told Halloween colors and it probably just defaulted. Yeah. So, all right. Comments, questions, concerns? Yep. And download it from here. It's free. And then I would get the app. I haven't played with the app, but always get the app. I would do the auto DMs first. I'd set this one up. And so it's going to make you walk through and set up what you want. So I just tell it Instagram. Say, I want to work with Instagram to start. And then once you do Instagram, you're going to have to set up your Instagram, turn it on. And then you're going to go through, and anytime someone does this, it's going to create followers for you. So it just, anytime you get a follower, it sends them a message. That's probably the first thing that I'm going to do. That's the say hi to new followers. Then the second one I'm going to do is this auto DM links for comments. And I would go through and I would do the checklist. And I would go out, create the video, do the checklist once. That's the second one I would do, and then generate leads with stories. Every time I'm hosting an open house, I would do the walkthrough video of the open house. And then I would actually go through and I would create the link back to my command. So anytime that someone comments on a story and you put it on there, comment 123 Main Street, probably don't put the address. Comment open house, comment, the date, whatever, and they comment and it sends them directly to your command.
Standalone page. Still powered by your website, but it's just standalone. So if you just want them to go see the listing, they can do that, or if you want them to go to your entire.
And that's the order that I would do it. And I think you're welcome. I think this hunts. I think it hunts.